Just leave it there. So I relate. That's a great win. Anybody that can beat Montana at home, you have to be proud of the group. I was proud of defense. I mean, they did things that first half giving us football. We won the turnover battle 4-3. But it starts with the defense. Kasun was part of that. Then it goes down to that guy down there who put it through the sticks. But we're a young football team, you know, and the attitude and some tough losses here. I mean, we've had some tough ones, but the kids keep coming back and keep fighting. We just tell them to keep believing. We came together today, so it was good to come up there and get a win at Washington-Grizzly.
Coach, what does a win like this do to your program?
Keeps it going to where I started when they gave me a contract 5 years ago. I mean, we're young. Not one person on this football team had been to this stadium, you know. And when I heard that on Monday, when we had a team meeting, I'm like, oh my God, really? So we tried to prepare them for it, but that's probably better because when you don't read, don't get me wrong, I love, you know, that guy in the middle there. We know each other. I have history with some of you. You put something in place, there's a lot of doubters, and this kind of win puts a stamp on where you're going. So we'll take that and keep running with it and try to bring it into next week.
Montana had gotten into an offensive rhythm a couple games before this and looked pretty confused offensively in the first half. What did you guys kind of see or do to kind of get them not going?
This defense we run, the system we brought in, that Coach Sadat brought, it's as soon as you figure it out, it's kind of a game of keeping ahead. If you go on this coverage and this coverage against the flex, everybody knows how to beat it, you know. The trick is trying to stay ahead of the play caller on the other side. Because if we're in man coverage and my flex is covering your fastest guy, that's not a great deal. So we try to, you know, show them that here's what we're going to do and switch it up. But the kids have taken a bite out of this system and kept running it, and they're learning the weaknesses. You know, cover four. I know the weaknesses to cover four, so to get out of it, we'll bump. You know, to try to take away the weaknesses, little adjustments like that. That I saw, because I don't spend a lot of time. We should have Coach Sadat up here. You know, I talk to him twice a week, and I watch what they're doing, but I'm too busy over there. Well, this week we'll be over there doing the ball security drills.
Barney, last year, the game at Oregon State, you said that was kind of a gut punch for you guys down the stretch. How much different does this one feel making that kick as opposed to missing that one?
It's game inches, you know, Coach. Yeah. I mean, it was. I actually, you know, no downgrade to Oregon State, but last year I felt better than this game. You know, this was a dogfight, and how everybody over there, I know just about their entire staff. They're smarter than me, you know. Coach Bear, I'm trying to figure him out, and then he's covered to Tampa, and then he's blitzing me, and I'm throwing a defense back out there. There's a lot of knowledge on that side. But coming out here, because of what these kids did, you know, that's his nickname, Cody, was just the end of it. It was the defense that put us in that spot. That's a long-ass answer, Coach. That was a big win for us. I had to talk.
Cody, tell us about what's going through your mind. Obviously, it's going to come down to the kick, moving the ball up the field. How close did you think you needed to get, and what was going through your head as you line up for that kick?
Well, like throughout the whole fourth quarter, everybody was coming up to me saying, "Hey, it might come down to you. Just get ready. We know you have it." So the whole team was supporting me, and then I've been dreaming of that moment for so many years, and I'm glad it finally came down to it, and I was able to produce for the team.
Kasun, what's this one feel like, fighting like you guys did?
And this one feels good. I felt like this is one of the first times we played a full 4 quarters as a defense. And I think that heading into the game, our coaches were talking to us, and they're like, it's the Big Sky. It's any given Saturday, anyone can win. And I felt like it was a fun environment to play in, and all day our defense, our offense was just hype, and we just fed off the energy, and it was a fun win, man.
The flex defense, it seems like if it's not confusing the offense, it can be vulnerable, but when it is confusing the offense, you guys can just roll. What was working so well today?
Yeah, I think today, all we talked about all week was do your 111 and play assignment football. And I feel like everyone today did their job, and we were flying around all day. And at the end of the day, we just had fun playing football. We just got back to old school football, and it felt good today, man.
Coach, historically, it seems like when some underdogs come in and the game's close, and then once Montana gets some momentum, it then kind of rolls and they score and make it 14-13. It felt like that might be the case, but it didn't happen. What was the kind of the
saw it out there again today.
Yeah.
Has anybody won here since Youngstown State back in the playoff? I don't know if they have. But yeah, and again, I think my group is so young that they didn't quite know that Portland State had never won a Washington-Grizzly. I didn't tell them that. We just showed up, not like it's another game. We sold it as the best venue in FCS and probably 3/4 of the FBS stadiums you'll ever play in while you're at Portland State. And again, I talked to one of your administration earlier last year. I tried to get a home game here with the Griz. You can't beat this place. You can't beat that crowd and what you guys have built here. But I'm the opponent. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to win here.
Coach, how far is your trust in your kicker here, and how far you would be willing to kick that?
I don't know. They tell me not to talk to him. Everybody's got it's the mojo, knock on wood, all that hoopla. The only thing I felt bad about is I was told he doesn't like the left hash. He's out in the left. So what do I do? Put him in the left hash 400 yards away. That's not very smart football. Who broke through? Was that 33 or was that Bus in that last play? That was,
34.
Was it 34? I didn't see a number. I figured it was Bus. So I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm calling base inside zone. So I even put him in a worse spot. I put him 5 yards further back. So, good for him. Good for everything involved to get the ball to that point, to have a chance to beat the Griz.
As long as you want me. It probably won't be very fun to be around. Bitterly disappointed with not, let me start over. Congrats to those guys from Portland State. Bruce did a great job today, and Pyam did a great job with their defense, and that kid hit a big kick at the end of the game, and, good for them. I mean, they did it. They came in and won that game, and we didn't. And that falls squarely on one guy, and that's me. And I didn't have a good enough game plan together, offense, defense, or kicking. We didn't go out and execute the plan we had very well, and consequently, we're sitting here at 2-1 in the conference. And I'm not overly happy with myself or our football team right now because I don't think we played very well. Now, with that being said, this team we're not built to do anything but grind and try to find ways to win, and we didn't do that today. So, starts at the top, bad job by the head coach.
Question.
The fumbles early and then the block punt, that kind of just put you guys behind early on.
Well, yeah, we fumbled the first play of the game, gave it to him, and then we let a guy go right into the front side of our protection. Just let him go. We didn't even look at him. Good job by the defense. They're holding 3 actually. It felt like, I'm looking at we had negative 5 yards in the first quarter, I think, and 55 yards at halftime. We're lucky we weren't as badly as we played the first half. We're lucky we weren't down 28-0. And the defense did a good job keeping us in it the first half.
You've gone down big before. Why didn't you have an answer this time?
Well, we came back and took the lead twice. We answered. We just didn't finish it. They did. There's a couple of critical plays in the game. The 4th and 2 was the game. Us giving the ball away was critical when we had the lead, had a chance for moving down in the right end of the field. You know, we fought back and took the lead twice. You know, it's not the effort and fight is not our team's problem anymore. I mean, that's not an issue, I don't believe. Execution is.
Have you ever been a part of a game where there's been 9 combined fumbles?
Oh, I'm sure I have, Amy. I don't remember one, though, where we fumbled it away 4 times.
The fact that it is an execution issue more than an effort issue, is that a silver lining in terms of trying to get these guys back on track?
Well, you're going to have a hard time convincing me there's any silver lining in this one for us. I'm going to have a hard time looking myself in the mirror, and then, you know, that'll flow downhill a little bit too. But again, it's on me. I didn't, you know, I got to do better.
Bruce talked about when the flex defense is working, how confusing it can be for opposing offenses. Did you see that, especially in the first 3 quarters or so?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the center went down. That probably caused us a little consternation. It's not like we haven't seen it. It's not like we don't know it. It's not like it's drastically different than some things we do on defense. But, you know, they put themselves in man coverage a lot, and you know, we certainly had our chances now. And when you go back and you guys will have a chance to watch the replay of the TV and all that, and, you know, we had our chances, and we didn't take enough of them and capitalize on them. Now we did capitalize enough to take the lead a couple times, but we didn't capitalize enough to win the game. And you know, we're gonna be absolutely ill when we watch this thing tomorrow.
The 2019, you go for 2. Just what was the?
Well, I think it's a 2-point situation for sure. That's a go for 2 situation. That was something that we had seen on film, and you know, didn't work obviously.
Coach, they're obviously playing for that field goal in that last drive, and it's still a very long kick. Were you aware that their kicker was that kind of a weapon for that kind of kick?
We thought he was on the edge of his range, right there. So that's why they went for it on 4th and 2 and got. I mean, what they get 5? I think it was about 5. I mean, and that put him, you know, kind of into where they felt like he could get it there. They didn't. That's why they didn't kick it. I kind of thought they'd try it on 4th and 2, and they didn't. And you know, that's what it was.
You made a quarterback change toward the end of the first half. What was your thinking there?
Yeah, just give Dalton a chance to catch his breath and settle down a little bit.
When they were driving, I think just over midfield, there's like a minute or so left, and you're kind of stuck in between. Do we call timeouts to save time, but there's still, you don't want to give them time to score? What's going through your head in that situation?
You know, I didn't. You know, it kind of goes back to Derek's question a little bit. I didn't think they were in field goal range, so I didn't want to stop the clock and give them more opportunities. And you know, we were kind of in that catch-22 area a little bit. In hindsight, I wish I'd have used them out there, but that's just giving them some more opportunities. And then if you stop it too much and they still have a couple, then you're looking at, if you do stop them, then you can't run out the clock, and you're going to have to give it back to them. So that's what it was. You know, it was a constant thought on exactly how to do that. And like I said, I was far from perfect today in a lot of my stuff too.
How do you try to flush it as best you can and move forward?
Oh, this one will take a little bit, Sean. This is not going to be easy to just forget. And I don't believe in forgetting it. I believe in suffering through it and going back and reviewing it. And, you know, you hear coaches sometimes, we're going to throw that game film out. Nonsense. We're going to go back and we're all watching it in depth together, and we're going to correct the things that we didn't do well enough. And again, like I said, it starts with me. I'm going to go back and watch it tonight and figure out the 80 different things I needed to do better last week to help us get that win.
Couple more questions.
2 of 12 on 3rd downs. Something
Yeah.
you could point to as to why there was a struggle?
Yeah, certainly. I'm I'm looking at halftime. I think we had first half. We had 28 plays at halftime. We didn't have a lot of opportunities at third down because we were not converting them. It's not a very good percentage. We had some looks at it, we had some chances, and we didn't execute. And that there was a multitude of reasons. There was protection things we didn't do as well. There was some checks we didn't make, and there was some drops.
I think Jeremy was listed second at running back on the 2 deep this week. Why didn't we see more of him?
Because he had a setback on Thursday.
The field position game, their punter was able to pin you guys deep a lot. Do you think that had an influence on?
He did a good job. The quarterback had a great punt too.
Yeah.
And that's something they had not shown. Good play by them. But part of that is we gave them some good field position and they had a chance to go in. We seemed like we were coming out of our end a whole bunch. And when things aren't clicking very well, going long fields is hard. Good by them. That's why one of the reasons, not the only one, but that's one of the reasons why they had the success they did the first half.